This is Eagle News America. I'm Anna Cui in Las Vegas. Californians can expect another stimulus package as part of the state's $1 billion recovery plan. Who else will benefit from this aid? Eagle News correspondent Macy Membrere has the details.
Thank you. Governor Gavin Newsom announced a $100 billion plan to help bring recovery to Californians, referred to as California Roars Back. This plan is aimed to provide immediate relief to those that need it most. Governor Newsom explains the different parts of this plan. Let's listen.
Just yesterday, we announced an historic investment in one of the pre-existing conditions in this state, and that's the issue of poverty in its most acute form and manifestation, the issue of homelessness. An equivalent amount of money, $12 billion, 10x what we committed to address the issue of homelessness just last year. 10x what we committed last year to address the issue of homelessness, to focus on ending family homelessness within 5 years, to address what's happening on the streets and sidewalks, and to address the comprehensive need to not only address those that are acutely challenged, but also provide supports so that we can prevent homelessness in the first place, to provide those supplemental rent payments, to provide first and last month's rent, to provide those emergency grants to millions of Californians that are one paycheck away from ending up on the streets and sidewalks. We also announced a commitment, and was reminded of this just driving up here, that this state needs to clean itself up. We actually need to clean the streets. We need to clean the thoroughfares and the entrances and exits to major communities like yours, that we have to address some of the accumulation on the side of our freeways of mattresses and all the illegal dumping, and that we can beautify this state as well in the process. It's not just about removing litter, it's about bringing back a sense of pride and community, and re-engaging our artists up and down the state. And we put an historic investment just 2 years ago with $60 million to invest in litter removal statewide. The announcement we made yesterday is $1.5 billion to not only pick up litter, but to beautify our thoroughfares and beautify this state. I say all of that to contextualize this moment, because so often a week like this, you hear a lot of numbers, talk in terms of superlatives. I made this point on Monday. You're going to be hearing a lot that may sound like hyperbole, talking in historic terms, transformative terms. But the reality is we are talking in historic terms and transformational terms.
Now, as mentioned, part of this plan is to provide immediate stimulus checks, also known as the Golden State Stimulus, to Californians of at least $600, with an additional $500 for families with children. This stimulus package has been expanded to middle-class families as well, so that 2 out of every 3 Californians will benefit from this. Also, California Roars Back proposes more funding for schools in order to provide support and services for students and teachers, particularly to address different areas in education. Dr. Linda Darling-Hammond, the president of the California State Board of Education, briefly outlines what the investment in education will address. Let's listen.
This set of investments and reforms will catapult California forward and really allow us to reinvent the public education system in this state. If you think about what children need to progress in their learning and in their achievement, there are 3 major things. One is that, of course, we all want children to have caring, competent, and qualified and committed teachers and educators. And this package will put forward a strategy to ensure that we not only solve our teacher shortages, but that we bring teachers through the pipeline into pathways and into the schools that need them most, including accomplished teachers who will be incentivized to go even further in their development and training. The second thing, of course, that children need are programs that give them the learning opportunities that are so essential. And we'll be hearing about the pathway into school through universal TK, the digital divide closing that is going to be accomplished through the investments here, and the curriculum that is really geared at a 21st century approach to learning and to thriving. And then the last thing that kids need is that wraparound services that allow them to be fed, to be healthy, to be supported. And we will see here as you visit Elkhorn Elementary, the way in which services from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening, preschool for infants and toddlers and young children, before and after school care, health and mental health care, come together to create not only a path to survival, but a path to thriving.
In Sacramento, California, Macy Membrere, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Macy, for that report.